There's a few exciting Nintendo Switch stories we have to talk about today, starting with Capcom and their brand new game announcements, one of which will be headed to the Switch and one of which will not. Then we also have to cover the reason that Pokemon fans are extremely hyped for this week to take place and pass, as there are many Pokemon related announcements that are planned as we lead up to Pokemon Day. Then the big talking point for today's video has to do with a brand new game leak that just hit the internet that suggests that Nintendo Switch's library of games in 2022 will be even more stacked than we were prepared for. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. Now, as I mentioned, guys, we're covering a few different stories today, and we do have to kick it off with a conversation around Capcom's brand new game announcements, one of which will be headed to the Nintendo Switch, and we will start with that one, as it is the Capcom Fighter Collection, which actually includes over 10 classic fighting games, which are the following: Darkstalkers, Night Warriors, Vampire Savior, Vampire Hunter 2, Vampire Savior 2, Red Earth, Cyberbot Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Street Fighter 2, and Super Gem Fighter Mini Mix. Now, this game will be available on June 24th this year, and it looks like for people who are a fan of classic arcade fighter 1v1 style games that this will be a must play. And you gotta say that Capcom does do a good job with re-releasing classic titles and keeping them on modern platforms, which I always love to see. I was personally very hopeful that maybe we would get something Mega Man announced at this as part of that countdown timer that went live, and I'm still hopeful that we will see more Mega Man announcements in the future, as I'm just not the biggest 1v1 fighting game player out there. Like, it's definitely Smash Bros style fighting games is where my nostalgia lies and where I have the most fun, but when it's just that 1v1 arcade fighter experience, I don't typically get as drawn into those. But something that will get a lot of fans excited that do enjoy that style of game was the announcement then that followed, which is Street Fighter 6 is officially in development, and that has a lot of fans talking, as they're going in a very interesting art style. As you can see that they're definitely targeting a hyper realistic visual style for this game, which is just not what you typically expect for a Street Fighter game. And also the logo is it's got a lot of people talking, because it doesn't look like a Street Fighter logo at all. It actually looks like something very generic that you could make if you were trying to start your own online business for the first time from one of those random logo generators. Like, it lacks a lot of inspiration. I hope that's just a placeholder logo. Maybe some people are a fan of it. I'm definitely not, but we'll see if that changes as time goes on. It does appear that Street Fighter 6 may end up being a PS5 exclusive. It should also come out on PC, so I guess you can't fully say it's an exclusive, but it may skip the Xbox platform. That all remains to be seen. There's a lot of talk going back and forth online about it, and we're supposed to get another look at this title as we get closer to the summer window. And if I'm a betting man, it's probably going to be at Summer Games Fest. Jeff Keighley even tweeted out that that's whenever they will get new info on Street Fighter, more coming in the summer, which I would suspect means it's going to be at Summer Games Fest. And let's hope that E3 is still a thing. It's still not confirmed to be taking place digitally at all. We just know at this point that the physical event has been canceled fully, but we have to see if we're even going to be having an E3 this year, which is kind of a scary reality. But I want to hear from you guys on your thoughts on the Capcom announcements. What were you hoping was announced that maybe didn't get featured? And were you expecting the Street Fighter 6 announcement, or were you very surprised by it? And definitely share with me where your hype level falls for the classic arcade fighter collection that we will be getting in June in the comments down below. Now, the next story we're talking about today has to do with Pokemon Day, and that is actually taking place on February 27th, but the Pokemon Company has officially laid out a roadmap of updates that as each day passes, there will be a new update around a specific Pokemon project, and there's a lot of fan speculation around what the big reveal that's not on this roadmap may be, and a lot of people are speculating that Pokemon Legends Arceus DLC is very likely. But to kick off this conversation, I do want to hop over to VGC, where they have an article typed up covering which games will be featured leading up to Pokemon Day, and some coverage of what maybe we can expect to be revealed on February 27th, which will be Pokemon Day. 6 new Pokemon announcements will be made this week, but no Pokemon Legends Arceus news is currently scheduled for Pokemon Day. The Pokemon Company has said that it will make 6 announcements this week. The Pokemon Company will share news every day this week, starting today, February 21st, 2022, leading up to February 27th, 2022, which is Pokemon Day. Revealed by the Pokemon Company's Japanese Twitter account, the announcements will cover Pokemon Masters EX, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Pokemon Cafe Mix, Pokemon Unite, P25 Music, and Pokemon Go. Strangely, the newest Pokemon game, Pokemon Legends Arceus, is not listed. However, it's likely that the Pokemon Company would save any Arceus news for Pokemon Day itself. Pokemon Day celebrates the anniversary of the franchise's release in Japan with Pokemon Red and Green for the Game Boy. Currently, no Pokemon games in the main series are currently announced. This is the longest the Pokemon Company has gone without revealing what they're working on since the announcement of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and Pokemon Legends Arceus. It is speculated that the next generation of Pokemon games could be announced as part of Pokemon Day. Generation 8 began with Pokemon Sword and Shield. While we don't know exactly what the Pokemon Company has in store for us on February 27th, I think that it is a fairly safe bet to say that we will see Pokemon Legends Arceus DLC marketed to us in some form, probably, I would hope, in 2 separate packs, similar to what we saw with Sword and Shield, where we get one upcoming in the near future. There was a previous leak suggesting that April was the month for a new Pokemon Legends Arceus DLC. Now, this came from a leaker that has correctly leaked details of unannounced Pokemon things, so it's possible that it is as soon as April. I would think more like a June or, even maybe May at the earliest kind of timeline, but regardless, they could drop surprise DLC on us at this event. They could also, spread it out over 2 different releases, as I hope that they do. I hope they follow that similar formula to Sword and Shield, because I am far more invested into Pokemon Legends Arceus than I was with Sword and Shield at all. Like, I find myself heavily addicted to this game still 50 plus hours in, and I'm just loving every single minute of it. So I certainly hope that we get more content announced there. Then you also have to have the conversation on whether or not they will reveal what they are planning for the next generation mainline Pokemon game. Is it like just going to continue on the direction of what Legends Arceus created, or is it something that they will kind of keep 2 different branches at this point, where they have Legend style games and then they have a more traditional formula game for the new generation of Pokemon, which I certainly hope they just go in the Legends direction. But I know there's a lot of fans of the classic formula that want to see a more classical style Pokemon game in the future. I want to hear from you guys on what you're expecting from Pokemon Day, how hype you are for some of the announcements, and what you personally would like to see them do with the new generation direction. Also, bonus question, do you think we're going to get another iteration of Let's Go games? Because I know that there's been a lot of talk about potentially doing the Gen 2 remakes as Let's Go again, and I would be totally down for that as well, as I would love to play Gold and Silver again, even with a Let's Go style engine and gameplay mechanics and things like that, as I really actually enjoyed Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So please share all your thoughts and feelings on what you think we're getting at Pokemon Day 2022 in the comments down below. Now, the last story we're talking about today is going to be a super hype one for Fire Emblem fans out there, because it does appear that while we got the recent announcement of Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes at the most recent Nintendo February Direct, that there could be another game that is nearing the end of its development cycle and could just be ready to go this year in 2022. There is definitely a possibility that it is a early 2023 game as well, but this may be a really nice reassurance for people who maybe weren't as hyped for the Warrior style Fire Emblem game, as those, they have a specific fan base, and there's a lot of hardcore fans that enjoy those Warrior style games through and through, and then there's some people that wanted the more traditional RPG style of gameplay that Fire Emblem delivers. And the reason it is in the news today is because a very reliable leaker and notable industry insider, Emily Rogers, has gone on record stating that this is indeed a thing. And to kick off this conversation, I do want to quickly hop back to VGC to read through an article discussing exactly what was said and some discussion on whether or not we can expect this new Fire Emblem project to be out this year. A second Fire Emblem game could release this year, it's claimed. The traditional series installment could release alongside Koei Tecmo's Warrior sequel. A second Fire Emblem game could launch this year, according to a recognized industry insider. Emily Rogers, who has a strong track record of accurate Nintendo reporting, posts to Fami boards that she believes a second Fire Emblem title is currently in development at Intelligent Systems and that it could launch this year. I've mentioned before that this game is nearly finished with development, she wrote. IS has had over 3+ years to develop this game, and they received assistance from a support studio. While Rogers speculates that the game could be delayed until 2023, she also mentions that in 2017 both Fire Emblem Warriors and Fire Emblem Echoes were released, implying that the same could be true for 2022, with this unknown Fire Emblem title releasing alongside the recent revealed Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. So regardless of if you're a huge fan of the Fire Emblem franchise as a whole or not, you have to start to look at the broader picture of what 2022 really could end up being in terms of game releases for Nintendo as a whole. As just look at the infographic that this was made by a Reddit user, which I'll have linked in the description down below. But if you start to kind of look at the upcoming months of games that we have to look forward to here, I mean, we're almost in March already, which has Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Triangle Strategy, the first wave of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC, Chocobo GP Racer, which I'm actually hyped to check out. In April, you have, of course, the Lego Star Wars, Skywalker Saga, Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, Nintendo Switch Sports. May is a little bit lighter month in games that I'm interested in, but of course there could be surprise announcements between now and then that we don't know about. June has Mario Strikers Battle League, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, the Cuphead DLC, and then of course in July we have the Klonoa games to look forward to, and Live Alive, I'm not sure which way it's pronounced for sure. Then some big projects we know will be launching over the summer time window without exact release months right now is Monster Hunter Rise, Sunbreak DLC, and Splatoon 3. Like, come on, we are looking at a full stack of quality content for the first half of 2022. Then we know Xenoblade Chronicles 3 launches in September, and there's still a ton of unannounced exact time windows that we know to take place in 2022, like Bayonetta 3, Breath of the Wild 2, Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope, Sonic Frontiers, TMNT Shredder's Revenge. Hopefully Hollow Knight Silk Song comes out this year. I think it will personally, but you can never tell for sure. Like, there is just a lot of top quality Nintendo Switch content launching this year, and that's before we can even talk about the unannounced projects that we will expect in the upcoming next Direct, which should take place at the E3 time window. Whether or not it's a part of E3 will remain to be seen, depending on if that event happens at all. And it'll be interesting to see if maybe Nintendo features themselves as part of Summer Games Fest, which I don't think is likely. I think they would just hold a summertime Direct if E3 doesn't happen. But we still have a lot of time in this year for unannounced projects to be revealed and launched in this 2022 timeframe. So I couldn't be more hyped. I hope you guys are saving up ahead of time. Get your wallets ready. It's going to be an expensive year to be a hardcore Nintendo fan, but I want to hear from you guys at this point in the video in the comments down below how you feel about everything we covered today, but specifically this new Fire Emblem game being a thing. Do you think that this leak is credible and that we will get some kind of announcement soon, or do you think there's no way we get any other type of Fire Emblem project anytime in the foreseeable future, and really just this Warriors game is all we can expect for 2022? So I want to hear from you guys and all your thoughts and feelings of what we talked about today in the comments down below, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Make sure you check out Saturday's video if you haven't already, where we discuss a list of 3DS and Wii U eShop games that you will definitely want to look into purchasing before Nintendo ultimately closes those stores down. And please make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.